The scorched ruins of the Azure Ridge still smolder, a silent witness to the clash that shook both heaven and earth. Shadows of departing cultivators stretch long across broken stone, as whispers of betrayal ripple through the shattered ranks. Within this chaos, Meng Hao stands poised, his gaze flickering with a mixture of dread and determination. For the secrets of the Blood Immortal Sect have been laid bare, and the next move could decide the fate of the entire cultivation world. Every heartbeat is a warning, every step a choice. As recap Tales of Herding Gods Chapter 713, Chapter 714 begins to unfold. Diyue gazed repeatedly into the polished mirror, her heart swelling with unbridled joy. Her voice trembled with admiration as she praised. "You are truly a grand master of the sacred arts, one whose hands wield blessings. I perceive not a single flaw in you." "Wait a moment," Chinmu interjected sharply, halting her movement. "Do not stir. When you smile, a faint crease forms at the corner of your eyes. Allow me to smooth it." Diyue froze in place as Chinmu stepped forward, mystical runes igniting at his fingertips. They danced over her skin, coaxing the wrinkles at the edges of her phoenix-like eyes into flawless suppleness, rendering them alabaster and tender. She blinked, lifted the mirror repeatedly, and a delighted realization spread across her face. Her subtle lines had vanished. "Truly, sister is radiant," Chinmu murmured, his praise sincere. Flushed with elation, Diyue could barely contain her modest shyness. "The purveyors of false medicine, 'tis not their livelihoods that falter," came the voice of Death at Apothecary's side, his ears twitching in irritation. "It is you whose craft shall wither. Your face shall no longer be your sustenance. The sale of counterfeit brews alone will remain." Apothecary sighed, a bitter smile on his lips. "The disciple is well trained, yet the master faces starvation. Mu'er shall rise supreme in the world. Fortunately, he is still muddle-headed and unversed in the affairs of love. Otherwise, how many entanglements would his silver tongue have forged?" Deaf replied evenly, "We schooled him thoroughly. His words are sweet, yet every woman remains a vixen. This lad, remembering our teachings, tempers his charm with caution. He follows not the path you trod." Apothecary adjusted his bronze mask, voice low. "Muir is no longer a child. If we instruct him thus, shall we hinder his turning point in life? What if he guards himself against all women and dares not advance? What then? What then?" Deaf was silent. Apothecary, vexed, pressed further, but Deaf remained unmoved. The elder's anger boiled, laughter rising sharp and bitter. "Your ears have sprouted, yet feign deafness no longer. Speak, or I shall poison you into true silence." Defeated, Deaf admitted, "I know not. I taught him a gentleman should praise a woman's grace and sweetness, while your teachings branded every woman a vixen. The sacred texts say naught of such an encounter. Perhaps some concoction could stir his passions." Apothecary, pride tinged with disbelief, retorted, "Must my disciple rely on drugs to awaken desire? Would that not tarnish Jade-Face Poison King's name? His medicine craft surpasses mine. He would unravel any brew I set. Had I foreseen this, restraint would have been mine." As dawn broke over Ligeau, commoners awoke in confusion, unaware of the night's strange occurrences, accepting only the simplest notion, that they had merely slept. Divine practitioners sensed disturbances, yet the magnitude eluded their understanding. Among the countryside, peculiar awakenings occurred. Some discovered a sudden shift in nature, claiming identities contrary to their prior selves. Men awakening in women's bodies, women in men's. Inquiry verified these truths, and clamors of confusion filled the villages. Souls perhaps returned to the wrong vessels, Chinmu surmised upon hearing the rumors. The master's soul guide is yet incomplete. In guiding souls back, minor errors arose. Likely it stems from imperfect comprehension of the Yudu tongue. St. Woodcutter's face darkened. "If you are so capable, why did you not intervene?" Chinmu replied earnestly, "I trusted the master's ability, yet discovered slight imperfections. True mastery of the Yudu tongue unveils the paths, skills, and divine arts in clarity without instruction. Errors vanish wholly." Woodcutter's words choked with unbridled ire. Apothecary and Deaf, in contrast, exchanged glances of delight. Deaf praised. "Moore shows humility and respect. Our careful nurture manifests. He diminishes even the saint's prowess slightly in words, yet his true capacity is far greater." Apothecary nodded in quiet approval. "Our guidance endured, From youth, we impressed upon him that greater forces always exist. Humility and caution must govern his actions. Even with the inferior, he tempers his speech, averting fatal hubris. This is why Muir yet walks alive. The two elders shared smiles of satisfaction. To rectify this, we must exchange the souls, Qin Mu proposed. But with thousands scattered across Lizhou, the task will be prolonged. Saint Woodcutter spoke calmly. Leave soul swapping to scholars versed in Soul Guide. You have already dispatched them to Yuchi County. Urge them to hasten their return. Qin Mu projected his primordial spirit, seeking Si Yunxiang. Wariness marked her face as she relayed. Cult Master, retrieving Yuchi's souls was smooth, yet as the scholars performed Soul Guide, spectral vessels appeared and radiant light stripped souls, leaving only corpses. Qin Mu's brow arched. Official sovereign intervenes. Si Yunxiang continued. Heavenly King Yu claims our summoning of souls disturbed Yudu's rules, prompting Death's messenger to claim the errant souls. Yet, soon after, the scholars returned, some attributing their reprieve to Son of Yudu's intercession. Reality or illusion, I cannot discern. Qin Mu's expression remained blank. I did not plead with official sovereign. Regardless, their return spares me a journey to Yudu. Its gates do not welcome me. Official sovereign and earth count scowl at my presence, bidding me depart. He instructed, Saintess Xiang, lead 100 adept scholars to Lizhou. Restore souls to their rightful vessels. Avoid further chaos. Si Yunxiang consented, summoning scholars immediately. Qin Mu bid farewell to Apothecary and Deaf, accompanying Saint Woodcutter, First Ancestor, and Diyue to the capital to meet the Eternal Peace Imperial Preceptor, disciple of Woodcutter. Initially reluctant, Qin Mu acquiesced to Diyue's insistence. Heavenly King, let us walk slowly and witness Eternal Peace's customs, Woodcutter proposed. Reforms are enacted, not mere words. The journey will enlighten you. Diyue's gaze was indifferent. You, heavenly teacher of the founding emperor era, guided reforms so effectively that extraterritorial heavens had no choice but eradication. Shall you now shepherd eternal peace? How long before it too oversteps? Mention of founding emperor era cast Woodcutter into shadowed reflection. I directed founding emperor's reform, yet eternal peace's path was steered by my 3 disciples. He straightened a finger. The path of a saint lies in the daily lives of common folk. Their journey continued in conversation. Diyue observed diligently. Woodcutter gestured with his second finger, recounting, My 3rd disciple embodies this philosophy. Eternal peace thrives thus. 100 years I spent with my eldest, 2 with my 3rd. The reform is theirs. Diyue glanced at Qin Mu, who smiled. You speak of 3 disciples directing reform, yet omit the 2nd. Woodcutter's head ached. The 2nd, taught not a day, emerged suddenly a force behind my 3rd. Diyue asked, What deeds? Woodcutter weary whispered, He safeguarded Eternal Peace Empire and my 3rd disciple in direst crises. Diyue bewildered, pressed, So he protected them all? Woodcutter's expression twisted. I cannot comprehend him. Bold, ambitious, curious as a young roe, eccentric yet ingenious. He alone revived goddess of heavenly yin, reunited fractured souls, established primordial spirit guide, altered centuries of cultivation, and innovated the 18th sword form, transcending limits. He shares all knowledge freely, conquers enemies with friendship, maddens allies with provocation. Sighing, he continued, Yet he is unfocused, daring to folly, arrogant even in humility. He challenges heaven, earth count, emperors, celestial rulers alike. Diyue watched Qin Mu, refining pills for the dragon Qilin, then attending to the wind carriage, consulting scholars. She smiled. A truly remarkable soul, freer and happier than all. Woodcutter shook his head. The burden upon him is immense. Optimism masks the weight he bears. He embraces life, confronts peril, and chooses his path with indomitable spirit. The most enchanting presence I have ever witnessed. Diyue cast her gaze upon Qin Mu once more, yet she saw no trace of suffering upon his form. Instead, she beheld a youthful figure brimming with laughter, mingling freely among scholars. He is truly a boy of uncommon charm, she murmured. Nodding slightly, she added, Though not handsome in the ordinary sense, his presence is captivating. To aid Eternal Peace Empire, it is sufficient to meet this disciple of Big Heavenly Teacher. No need to seek the Imperial Preceptor himself. Saint Woodcutter's lips curved in a gentle smile. The Imperial Preceptor possesses a different allure. Encounter him, and you shall understand. Meeting him alongside Qinmu evokes memories of the founding days of the founding emperor era. I, the founding emperor, and our companions once roamed the desolate ruins of High Emperor's civilization, struggling to survive amidst the remnants of a vanished empire. His voice sank into quiet recollection, his expression serene, yet tinged with reminiscence. Who could have imagined that we, starving and desperate, would one day usher in the glory of the founding emperor era? Seeing Imperial Preceptor and Qinmu now, I cannot help but recall those bygone comrades and our youthful struggles. Dua fell silent, then shook her head softly. Let the past remain in the past. Let us go meet him. Muir, let us press onward. First Ancestor's voice rang clear and commanding. Qinmu bowed and ran forward with a smile. I wish to visit Heavenly Saint Academy in Bajho. Granny C awaits, and I have matters to entrust to her. Saint Woodcutter inclined his head. We shall proceed to Heavenly Saint Academy first. The contrast between Heavenly Saint Academy and Surging River Academy was striking. Surging River was a realm of relentless cultivation and creation, turning herbs into medicinal stones to sustain eternal peace empire. Heavenly Saint Academy, however, pulsed with a fiercer intensity. Spirit weapons of bizarre and rare forms streaked across sky and land. Sudden bursts of smoke erupted, and objects crashed into the earth, leaving great chasms. Scholars, disheveled and dusty, crawled from these pits. Occasionally, spirit weapons erupted, sending their wielders skyward. Formations of every kind sprawled across the fields, some fashioned from swords, others mimicking the shapes of gods. When a formation faltered, divine or demonic energies coalesced, pursuing the hapless operator. Apothecaries and attendants hurried to attend the wounded, swept up in a frenzied dance of survival. I've told you, algebra, algebra! An old Taoist bellowed, flustered, at scholars whisked away on stretchers after failed experiments. Accuracy in your calculations is vital. Ignore it, and you court disaster. Today, we forge a god-summoning formation. Through Qin family spirit energy conservation runes, a monster from Yudu may be drawn forth. On another path, a middle-aged director encouraged his students, guiding them through perilous rituals. Fear not, the teacher is present. Sacrifice must be calculated. Let us compute first, then prepare the sacrificial altar. Teacher, fifth senior brother is ensnared by the monster. Tai, monster, where do you flee? Xiaowu, stay calm. That was an error. Try again. You cannot elude the teacher's grasp. Diyue's eyes swept the academy, and she could not contain her exclamations. A stirring of improvement and vitality long absent surged within her. In her youth, studying the arts alongside the founding emperor and others, she had felt this. Fame had since burdened her, leaving little room for the joys of learning. All around, scholars labored, forging spirit weapons, testing massive furnaces, and driving mechanical beasts into the sky with bursts of fire and vital energy. Sword rains shattered the firmament, atop cries of delight and calamity echoing in turn. One scholar, hurled into the mountains with his mechanical beast, drew the ire of an elder scolding from atop a chest, face hidden behind a jar, spewing curses with rapid, precise gestures. It is Grandpa Mute! Qinmu cried in delight, rushing forward. Your tongue has returned. The elder removed the jar, smiling warmly, signing in his unique gestures. Qinmu translated, revealing that Grandpa Mute had yet to regrow his tongue, chastising himself for lack of manners in not greeting his seniors sooner. Excitedly, Mute led them through the manufacturing halls of Heavenly Saint Academy, hand gestures dancing, Qinmu translating with ease. Upon leaving the factories, Mute's face darkened. With a single strike, he shattered his jar. You know too many secrets. I cannot depart. Inside the academy, life teemed with ceaseless energy. Diyue sighed. Now I understand why Eternal Peace, Imperial Preceptor, and Emperor Yanfeng are supported, not through power or strategy, but by the spirit of these young cultivators. Their vitality sustains the realm. Saint Woodcutter nodded. We, the older generation, can no longer summon such vigor. All we possess is our cultivated life and skill. We fight to preserve time for them to grow. The founding emperor fought not, yet we sustain the founding emperor era, guiding Eternal Peace's rise. Diyue's lips curved bitterly. I, too, have not fought for the founding emperor era. Qinmu found Granny C, now humbling herself to study algebra alongside scholars, patching deficiencies, Tao Master Lin Xuan instructed, with Xu Shenghua and his wife observing. After lectures, Lin Xuan would invite Heavenly Saint Academy's experts to Dao Sect Academy, filling its gaps. Cult Master Qin. The assembly rose. Qinmu smiled, dismissing formalities. I merely pass by. Dao Master Lin Xuan, I offer the computation canon of Supreme Molecule for your scrutiny. Lin Xuan's expression darkened as he leafed through its pages. Microscopic algebra? He inquired solemnly. Qinmu nodded. Through this canon, I have calculated the great Tao of heavenly fire. Lin Xuan's sigh carried awe. Cult Master Qin, this canon surpasses mere calculation of heavenly fire. Entire systems of algebraic divine arts lie within, awaiting deduction. Xu Shenghua joined, grim fascination marking his countenance. Every system you craft is cast aside, yet your designs eclipse the ordinary. With further study, you transcend a mere great master, perhaps even a sacred king. Qinmu scratched his head in wonder. So vital? I merely hoped for shared insight, so all may deduce together. Lin Xuan held the canon with resolve. Brother Xu, this gift from Cult Master Qin strengthens Dao Sect Academy's repute. Guard it well. Xu Shenghua smirked. Coincidentally, I aim to establish High Heavens Academy. I seek my own legacy. Their eyes met, wide with challenge. Qinmu interjected. Brother Xu, I shall pen another volume. Let us not bicker. My focus is magnetism divine art. I request Granny C to guide capable scholars in this pursuit. Granny C's eyes gleamed. Magnetism divine art, a craft not of mere earthly force? Qinmu explained. Beyond earthly magnetism lies the stellar. On Crimson Light, we contend with celestial forces. Mastery of these could yield a system of immense power. Granny C nodded. My great overarching heavenly star's force field parallels this art. Convergence zones of Supreme Emperor Heaven, Luofu Heaven, and the Great Ruins offer ideal study grounds. Qinmu marveled, then continued. Granny, you've cultivated magnetic arts within great educational heavenly devil scriptures. Your algebraic progress is crucial. Here are equations derived en route. Study them. Xu Shenghua peered curiously. May I observe? Granny C considered the papers long, then smiled. I grasp the essence, though expert aid is needed. Xu Shenghua understood as well, impressed. With these equations, embryonic forms of over a dozen runes emerge, direction established, magnetism divine art shall flourish. Why does Brother Qin abstain from further research? His contributions could reshape heaven and earth. Qinmu exhaled, smiling wryly. Time is scarce. I shall study as you craft. All eyes widened. This youth had charted numerous paths, devised methods for discovery, and yet deferred glory to others. Brother Xu, which path shall High Heavens Academy pursue? The computation canon of Supreme Molecule or magnetism divine art? Lin Xuan chuckled. One cannot claim both. A choice must be made. Xu Shenghua faced a dilemma. Computation canon offered vast achievements. Magnetism divine art. A new divine system, both paths promised greatness. Yet the decision weighed heavy upon him.